Welcome, everybody. I'm Dana with Energy Over Matter. I want to thank you for taking the time today to both watch this video and also to invest in your own health and your own future. So, this protocol, Mind, Body, and Energy, is going to be for you if you find yourself feeling tired, overwhelmed, depleted, exhausted most of the time. Do you find that you are sitting and you're couched and you're watching life pass you by because you don't have the vitality and the energy required to make it even through the basic tasks of the day, let alone to invest in things like dreams and visions and other adventures you might want to take on. And if that's the case, you really aren't living your full potential and your full life. And that's what I want to help you with. This protocol is also for you if you're suffering with a chronic condition and these nagging symptoms that seem to just not go away. And it's also for you if you're just fed up and tired of spending a lot of time and money on protocols, but just not finding the results or even results that just don't sustain over the long time, then this is for you. And this is also for you if you're really looking to explore new frontiers of medicine, new possibilities, and the new revolution of where energy medicine and healthcare is going. And so if you really want to invest what bioenergetics are and not just pair this new technology but also how it relates to the ancient traditions that have stood the test of time, then this protocol is for you. I also want to exclude some people from the protocol. So the protocol is not going to be ideal for you if you are not really willing to make the time and the effort into your own health, because none of the things we're going to do are going to be single solutions, biohacks, or quick fixes. So although energy medicine does move quicker than you would find with biochemistry and allopathic medicine, the problem is that sometimes when our energy systems have been out of balance for a long time, they actually start to create structural changes physically. And those things are going to take some time and effort to repair. And then because a lot of what we suffer physically starts in our mind, we have to do some work on changing our mindset, our beliefs, and any limiting things that we have holding us back and self sabotaging. So, for that reason, there is going to be effort required on your part. So, this is not for you if you think that you can just show up, take a pill, or have me tell you one simple thing and that's going to be enough. It is going to require that you put in a lot of effort and that you're in it for the long haul until you're going to see the results that you're looking for, which you ultimately will get there as long as you are consistent and as long as you are putting the time, effort, and energy in. This is also not going to be for you if you have just a block all around to things that you can't believe. So you need to be able to wrap your mind around the possibility that there is invisible forces in your body, energy, subtle body. There are information fields in your body. There's things that we can't always measure and quantify, and we can't visually see them, but you need to be able to open yourself up to the possibility that these things are governing yourself, your body, the field around you, and physics of just the earth and the place that we live in. So if you feel like you've tried everything and that nothing ever works, and you think that it won't work for you because that's only possible for somebody else, any of these things, it's still possible for me to help you. Because in this program, we're going to start to address those very things that are holding us back from healing. Because everything starts in the mind. Our mind is what is the information that then trickles down. It tells the energy in the body where to flow, where to go. And while it's also beneficial, it can also be the thing that's hurting us. So we do need to really address your mindset. That is going to be a major part of this protocol. Let me take a moment to introduce myself to you. I'm Dana, founder and owner of Energy Over Matter. This business was formed out of a desire to heal myself. So I had always been an energizer bunny my whole life. I had done marathons, triathlons, been a single mom, worked in the downtown financial district of a city. I thought I had it all. I was loving life. I danced. I was an artist. I thought everything was fine. but I really had done a lot of poor health decisions along the way, toxic relationships, childhood trauma, too much partying, late nights, burning the candle at both ends, ruminating with negative thoughts, not eating, living off nicotine, caffeine, sugar. Really hadn't done, even though I was still exuding the energy of an athlete on the inside, I had failed to take care of myself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And it ended up resulting in a neurological condition called MS. This started when I was quite young, in the years of just being pregnant and having a young family. And in the beginning, I didn't really respect the MS very much because I didn't really need to. I was doing pretty well. I was still managing to do the daily tasks of my life and to still, really still live what I thought was a full life. But because of I didn't have that burning desire to really heal because things weren't that bad, I continued with all of these bad habits. And over time, I ended up with a major relapse. That was a few years ago, and this relapse really brought me literally to my knees. I had to crawl. I lost the ability to walk. I lost the ability to hold my trunk up, so I was, tipping over all of the time. I lost the ability to use both of my hands. I lost my eyesight, my bowel, my bladder function, my ability to regulate my body temperature, and as a matter of fact, I thought that I was going to die, and I think my family did as well. One function after another just kept shutting down, and I didn't see how you could lose any more and still be alive. And when this happened to me, I realized at that moment I didn't have a physical body to do exercise. I couldn't even cook my own food or shop. I couldn't feed myself. All I had was my mind, and so I started there. And what I did is I just laid in on the floor, on the couch, wherever I was, and I started to manifest and believe in a new future, making a mind movie for myself, manifesting the vision of how I was going to heal and really believing it. I started creating meditations. I started listening to audiobooks of healing. And although I had always done meditation and yoga throughout my life, I did it inconsistently and I didn't do it enough to really incorporate a yogi philosophy and lifestyle. It wasn't until this time that I moved from just doing yoga in a studio with the yoga pants and yoga body to really researching the philosophy behind it. You'll find a lot of that in this protocol is based on that ancient tradition. And I started there and it started to move the dial. And so I did a little bit of yin yoga on the floor to begin with, using my arms to move my legs into positions and continue to use my mind to just will myself back into health, and really took my thoughts seriously and started to realize for the first time how negative my thoughts really were. I'd always thought I was optimistic and upbeat, but really I was quite judgmental to myself, other people, very critical. And now this new disease was causing even more criticism in myself, causing shame, causing so many emotional blocks, which I'm sure if you're ill, you understand these things as well too. And so after I started to move through that, I really incorporated then back into a very clean diet and lots of supplementation. And I got a lot of the way healed, but I didn't get far enough. I still had very low energy, unable to keep up with daily tasks. I couldn't both try to sweep the floor in a day and also cook dinner or do any other activity. I had to manage my energy. And if you're there, you know what I mean, where you can't just get everything you want done in a day. You need to take breaks in between and naps, and you're always feeling tired and you can't make it to the end of the day. And if you're struggling there, I want you to have hope in the fact that it is possible to heal and to recover what you think is lost. So, what finally really changed everything for me was finding pulse electromagnetic field therapy, which was a synchronicity that I came across in a beautiful way. A story for another day. And I found that that just instantly turned the lights back on. I could see so much better on the drive home. And I knew that this was going to be the thing for me, that energy medicine was, that's what was wrong. That's what was missing. I had all the biochemistry correct now. And I did have a lot of my mindset correct, but I did not have enough energy into the system, because sometimes we get so depleted that our energy cycle gets kind of stuck, and it doesn't, it needs that extra little boost given to it so that it can start its own cycle of healing. And once I had that extra energy in my body, then I was able to make use of it. And I want you to think about that too now in your protocol. Once I give you this newfound energy, what are you going to do with it? So my MS continued to improve and to improve and to improve, but it only got to about 90% of the way and I reached another plateau, which I'm sure if you've been sick with anything for a long time, you understand the frustration of that you do work and you work and you work and you don't see results. But I'm going to tell you that with this protocol as well, we're going to work through those plateaus because with a lot of conditions, there can be a lot of things happening and healing, but you don't notice them because it takes that final little connection to happen to actually see all of a sudden this raise of ability and energy and healing. So we're going to work through the plateaus together and stay encouraged even when we're there. So the next thing, that the final thing that really just did it for me, was finding bioenergetics in the form of these scans that would really now go deep in and say, we don't just need to put energy into the system, but what specifically in the system is needing support. And so the bioenergy is what now took me to the point where I can drive a car again, and I can cook dinner again, feed myself, bathe myself. I'm still a bit away, and I want you to know that it does take time sometimes. I haven't got back to running a marathon yet, and to be honest, I'm not sure that I will. I think my new vision is hiking instead. But I want you to start thinking right now as we're speaking, what are you going to do with the new energy? Because I'm going to help you find that. And then I want you to use that now to live the best life that you can ever live, and a life full of purpose, passion, and you need the vitality and the energy to get there. How are we going to get you from the couch out into your life? So we're going to do this by creating a partnership between the two of us. In the beginning, we're going to do an intake form that's really going to let me get to know you. And this is after our initial discovery call, which will make sure that we're a good fit for each other. And after that's happened, the starting point for me is always with the bioenergetic scan, because this really gives us a lot of insight to look inside what's going on in the system. It's going to often pick up things that you already know about, your symptoms, a possible diagnosis you have, but energy medicine is not a diagnosis. The scan doesn't diagnose or treat a specific symptom. What it does is finds priorities in the body, and then those are the things we're going to start to address. Some of those things might pair very well with things you already have going on and that you know about, but sometimes on the energetic level, we have things that'll start to come up that haven't yet turned into symptoms, but we want to get them and sort them out and heal them before they start to actually move down into the physical level. So we start with the scan because it really is informative. It gives us a starting place. And then from that scan now, me and you are going to work together, and we're going to customize your plan. And we're going to have now recommendations and infoceuticals for you that are going to be based specifically on your needs, as well as meditations built just for you. Now, this is also going to contain lots of one-on-one time where it's just going to be the two of us, and we are going to work on whatever goals and aspirations you have. First, we're going to have to identify what state are you in currently and what is the desired state. That might not just be your health, because although a lot of you are going to be reaching out because you have a physical condition or low energy, nothing is ever just in the body. There's all, as yoga says, we have the koshas. There's many bodies. There's a physical body, the energy body, mental body, intellect, and then the spiritual body. And I know and believe that this needs to be addressed on all levels. So we are going to work to identify all of the areas in your life that may be contributing to dysregulation in the body and your nervous system. And the nervous system is then going to be a critical part of this as to how to get better. Because whether you specifically have a neurological condition like MS, like I do, it doesn't matter if it's a neurological condition, because the nervous system is what is taking information from the outside world, giving it meaning, context, and putting it back into action in the world. And when that goes off of balance, it can manifest in all sorts of things, whether it be emotional, mental anxiety, whether it becomes a physical ailment in your life, low energy and fatigue. And so we have to get the nervous system back on track. And we do that by looking at what caused your nervous system to dysregulate in the first place. And a lot of times, it can be a physical injury, and that's true. You could have had a car accident, you could have had a physical trauma, you could have like the plaques like I do with the MS. But what came before for some of these things is an emotional trauma usually, or low-lying chronic stress that just never goes away. I mean, it is good to have the sympathetic and parasympathetic system train over time. We get stressed, it resolves, stress and resolve. That's how we are built to live in nature, and that thing actually through hormesis improves and gives us resiliency, and we can work on that together as well, building that kind of resiliency. But for most of us, we live in this chronic state of stress all of the time, and we don't even know it. We just become habituated to that stress. So the how of getting better with me is going to be discovering what those things are and really taking a good stock and inventory on the things that you're thinking that might be toxic, the toxic things in your life. And I want you to know, though, how we're going to get there is not focusing on the past, because the protocol that I use is always forward looking, because we can't do anything now about what's already happened. We want to know, we do need to have a little touch point of that just so we can have a reference as to, okay, this is what we've already done to cause the sickness. But let's think of all the new resources, the new strategies we can implement, all of the things that we can learn how to do, new skills that we can gain so that we can live this new, better life in the future. So that's how we're going to get there. But we have to do it in multiple stages. And just like when we talk about mind, body, and energy, we have to do this from a top-down approach. So the how of getting better with me starts always with the top, with the information. And whether we think of that as a quantum field of information where we start and we look at that energetically, or whether just within our own life, it's our mindset and the thoughts we're thinking. We're going to identify how to create healthier thoughts and how to get over limiting beliefs. We're going to learn how to correct the information flow that's in the body at the physical level. And then we're going to move down into the energetics. And the energetics is we require energy for every transaction in life. You can't interact and you can't do anything without this exchange, from the sun to the plants to the animals, the air we breathe, the food we eat, everything is this exchange. So we're going to figure out how to optimize that energy flow within our body to strengthen it so that our body now has the reserve and the ability. Much like the PEMF was the thing that I needed, because I was so depleted of energy that even though my mind was thinking positive thoughts, I still didn't have the energy that my body needed to start healing. So we're going to deal with that next. Next, we look at the energy, and there's all kinds of things that I can do to help you improve your energy, both just in general guidelines, as well as actual healing and energy tools. And the next thing we're going to go down to is then to the biochemistry level, because even though we're dealing with energy medicine, we still are built of biochemistry. So that's going to matter too, and that's our physical body. So now we can look at things like, doing yoga and different diets and different wellness things. And I also am a wellness coach, so I can help guide you onto the physical things that might help, even things like just like your sleep cycle and, the way you're just interacting in your relationships and other things physically in the world. So that's the basic how of how we're going to get there. Obviously, we're going to go into more detail because this plan is going to be specific and customized. Okay, so now the what of the protocol. So what exactly is it? So protocol usually is suggested to do 3 months, and that's where most of us are going to start. And 3 months is a good starting point, because sometimes when we have, and a lot of you might be coming with chronic conditions or long-lasting behavioral issues that need to be amended in order to initiate healing change in the body. 3 months is a good time to work together to work out what's going to be the best thing for you, because it's not one size fits all. We need to know what works. Not one thing will work for everybody. So we need to experiment a little bit and customize a package to you. And also because when we've had a condition like a physical thing that's been in the body for longer, it can create structural changes that actually are at the physical level now. And those take time to develop. You didn't just, for most of us, we're not born sick. We end up getting there over a lifetime of all of these things. And it's going to take some effort to change them. As well as when we're looking at the higher level of just our mindset and the way that we are going to think our way to health, those behavioral things take time as well. We don't form habits overnight. They are slow to develop, and we're going to have to work our way into new habits of behavior, but it is possible. So even for those of you that think that you have no willpower and you're not able to change, through neurolinguistic programming, it is possible to get coherence between and congruency between your subconscious and your conscious mind to make sure that you're actually obtaining the goals that you tell yourself you want to obtain. And we can help you get there. You will get there. Okay, so with this protocol then is you're going to be starting with the bioenergetic scan. And that scan then is going to be included in your protocol for 3 months, you'll end up with 3 scans. Once a month, you do a scan. And the results of that scan, we're going to take time to review together to see what comes up as priorities for you. And with your protocol, you will get 5 infaceutical remedies per month. And those infaceutical are going to be structured water that pairs with whatever frequency is out of tune in your body. And we put that frequency back in to correct any imbalances. And the remedies will last for 1 month. And then at that time, we scan again and you get your new 5 remedies and they'll be shipped directly to you. So this can happen remotely. And as well with that is whatever scan results come up for you, it is going to build a meditation for you that will be available for you to have forever. And that meditation will take the top 3 priorities of your emotionals and also your belief patterns that show up in the scan. And that will provide affirmations and a meditation based on that. And behind that meditation, there's also healing frequencies that are played. Now, when you create this scan and this meditation is provided, you're going to have access to an energy account. And there you're going to get all kinds of great benefits. So there you're going to find documentaries, ebooks, bioenergetic recipes, podcasts. There'll be lots of things in the store there to purchase as well, outside of just the things that me and you do together. So after you have your scan and you've got your infaceuticals, then next we're going to look at the scan results and decide what kind of customization are we going to do. So you have 1 hour then in that first week of every month to review your scan, and then we'll meet 3 times more over that month, once a week. And during that, we're going to now work on your custom plan. So depending on what you're coming to me for will depend on what we're going to work on. But this can be using just like coaching to try to get your mindset right so that you can get your behaviors in line with your health goals and your life goals. This can be now implementing yoga or other movement, qigong, or this can also be now to do guided meditation, wellness coaching in any way. Now, in between those weeks, you can also purchase additional time if you need it and feel that that would be beneficial. Or I'm also going to make myself available to you by email and by phone call. So during that time, then we'll get also homework assignments for me and things to do at home that you're going to start implementing in your daily practice and in your life, because the goal of this protocol is that it ends. We don't want to have to see each other, even though I'm sure we'll develop a close relationship. We don't want to have to see each other forever. All of the skills and the resources and the new health habits that you're going to get and the new energy that you're going to form in your body, it is supposed to self-sustain. So I want you to develop all of these skills and these ways to move into the world so that when stress comes again or things come into your life, virus, bacteria, anything that comes into your system, you're able to effectively cope and deal with it because you have a healthy information field, energy field, and a lifestyle that is built on all kinds of positive habits and health. And then the last thing is that if you really only feel like you just want to try a 1 month trial, we can always work that out too, but it really is recommended to do the full 3. But sometimes you might come to me and we're not dealing with a big issue, it's just something minor, and 1 month might be enough to just move the needle enough that you can start working on it on your own. But this package will become customizable to you because I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. So you are now ready to sign up and work together. That's great. And what I'm going to get you to do next then is you're going to go down underneath this video. You're going to read the details of your protocol. You're going to make sure you understand everything that's included and jot down any questions you might have for me. Underneath that, you'll find then an application. I'm going to have you fill out that application and submit it back to me. Because I do like to do one-on-one and give a lot of support to clients, and I only have so much time, I can only take on so many people at one time. So I'm going to review the application and based on my schedule, make sure that you're not only a good fit, but that I've got enough time to work with you and give you all of the support you need, because I'm very committed to the results that you get in the end. So once I have your application back and I review it, if you're a good fit and there's going to be time to include you with all of the other people that have decided to take health into their own hands, then I'm going to reach out to you and we'll have a discovery call together 15-20 minutes so you can ask any of those follow-up questions you might have, and then we can get you signed up and ready to go and booking our first appointments. So go ahead then and do that step below next, and hopefully we're going to be discussing things again in your future to see about all of the ways that you can improve your energy and vitality, and as a result of that new energy, fulfill your life's purpose, dreams, and all the goals and aspirations that you have for yourself, because we all deserve a fullest life that we can live, and you can live up to this potential too. And I'm very confident that I can help you, and I'm very excited to see where we can go together. So after all of that is said and done, I'd like to wish you well on your journey of healing. Have a blessed day and a blessed life. Namaste.